everybody, it's Cassie with Sew She Quilts for Love. Tonight I'm going to do a really quick tutorial on the ear relievers or ear savers, whatever you want to call them. It won't be as detailed as the cap tutorial, but this is a pretty quick and pretty easy project. So we're going to start with our square. I do want to know, I had originally made these out of charm packs, which are 5-inch squares. A nurse friend did tell me that with the homemade masks, it was still a little too tight with where the buttons were placed. So if you're going to be making them and sticking them in with homemade masks, you might want to make them with a 5.5 or 6-inch square. If the nurses or doctors are wearing just their regular N95s or whatever medical mask they have, she said that they worked perfect. So kind of keep that in mind on who you're donating the ear savers, ear relievers to. So we're going to start with our square. We're going to fold it right sides together and press it. And that's, if you've got directional fabric, you'll want to do it top to bottom in half. So I will press this. And then we're going to take it to our machine and we're going to sew it. Now I've already pre-sewed this one. I start on the fold and I sew down to the corner. I pivot my fabric, excuse me, sew down to the middle. I back stitch, I lift my needle, I just scooch my fabric and then I put it back down, and I should have reversed my needle, but I forgot because I was in a hurry. Go back, pivot, go down and stitch back to the fold. Then you can just trim your little thread, and then you're going to trim your corners. This is the part I was having my kids help me with, trimming the corners and turning them right side out, inside out them, whatever. Then I just stick my thumb in the hole and I push out the corners. Again, this is where you can use a chopstick. I've seen wooden spoons. I've seen hemostats. I've seen, I use, again, my pencil, a Dum Dum lollipop. There's just that purple thing. Whatever you've got that will poke out corners, you use. Right now I'm just using my finger because my pencil's way over there. And this isn't doing too shabby. Okay. And then I press it just to get it nice and, you know, crisp or whatever. So then I press it again. And then I top stitch about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Okay. I'm going to top stitch at 1/8 of an inch. I don't back stitch right there because I'm going to go all the way around and then I'll stitch over the top of it when I come back around. So I stitched over where I started and then I back stitched them. And then I'll trim my threads. So if you want to be real precise, you could measure, and that looks like it's about 2.5. So then half of that is 1 3/4. So, right, I think math skills are not my forte. So, you know, but we're really just going to eyeball it. And I need a marking pen. So I'm going to go in 1/2 inch, put a little dot. 1/2 inch from this side, put a little dot, and that is where I will sew my buttons on. Here, I would make, you know, 15, 20, 30 of these, mark them all, and then sew all the buttons on. Someone had recommended putting a toothpick underneath your button so that it's got a little height above it like you would do on a coat. I did not do that because I'm going to be honest, I didn't know to do that. I just sewed the buttons on. So yeah, so then you'll sew your 2 buttons on and you're done. It's really fast, it's really easy, and they are helpful. This was a 6-inch square. So, you know, on the back of my head with the buttons right about there, you know, that'd probably be really good for the homemade masks. I hope this was helpful.